Good evening again. This is your girl, K. Miriam from Huntsville, Alabama. Welcome back to the channel. Like and subscribe if you like my content. This channel is all about educational material about investing, money management, saving, and so that you don't live paycheck by paycheck. This journey started a long time ago in Liberia. My mother was a businesswoman, and my mother had several children. I had two older siblings that she took to the market to sell, but they were not market savvy, so they couldn't sell. And when my mother gave me a try, and I went in the market to sell with her, and I excelled in that area. So from there, I started doing my own business back home. Coming to America, I came to America on a student visa, and I just wanted to go to school. Not so much about doing business. I wanted to do business, but back when you think business is for poor people, coming to America, I was like, let me go to school, learn, and be able to provide for my family. And I wanted to also break the generational poverty in my family. So went to school, completed school, had 3 kids, and I went back for my master's. After I graduated, I wanted time. I was trying to buy back time. So I wanted a job that would have provided me enough funds that I didn't have to work 2 or 3 jobs and be able to spend time with my girls. And I found this job 2017. I was working as a nurse practitioner in a mental health hospital, IBH. I worked there for nearly 2 years, but it looked like the more you work, our boss at that time wanted more and more and more. So during one of the meetings we had concerning CEUs, to come for CEUs, educational classes, and I felt at the time was late, and I already had kids at home. I needed to be home doing stuff with my kids. So during that meeting, I asked to see if the time could be adjusted for us that have family at home. I was belittled during that meeting. I was shot at. And then when I called in the next day for being belittled, they went ahead and fired me. So that firing, I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I sat, I grieved, I was depressed, I worried, I cried. And there were few of my friends who kept calling me and encouraging me to let me know that this wasn't the end of the world, that God has something better in store for me. At that time, I was making $105,000 annually. I said, what can be better than $105,000? Why would God take this job for me? It was the best thing I thought that happened to me. But during that time of grief, I could feel it within my spirit that this pain I'm going through, this agony I'm going through, I did not want my kids to ever experience such a pain and agony or disgrace, or should not depend on anybody's job to be able to make ends meet. So something clicked to me that this man that is firing you today, he is an immigrant. He came from India. He wasn't born here. He only had a green card. He came from India and set up his business. He became your boss. Why can't you do something for yourself? In my mind, I always wanted to do something, but where to start from, I was always afraid. And I knew that scary money don't make money. For you to be able to make money, you have to go out there and try stuff and try your business, because some businesses, not all the businesses will succeed. Some will fail. There will be hardship, but you never fail until you quit. So I didn't think there was going to be no challenges in doing a business. I knew there was always going to be challenges, but I wanted to set myself up set my kids up, providing generational wealth, that even today, if I'm not here, my kids and my grandkids, I never wanted them to experience the pain I went through on that night. It was January, I think, 28th. So after I started working, I decided I went ahead and explored other businesses, and I thought about real estate. So I did some research on it. At the time, I had my house. I had lived in a house from 2008 to 2022. So I decided, well, I'm going to do real estate. I'm going to buy a property and rent it. But because I wanted to do stuff, that house, the interest rate on it was low, but I went ahead and paid off the house pretty much. By 2022, that house was already paid for. So I had a house that was already paid for. So when I moved out of that house and got me my second primary house, I went back to the bank and took something they call HELOC. Since the house at the time was already paid for, the value at the time I went for the HELOC, the house came back valued at 400 something thousand. House I bought for 230,000. So I asked the bank for 250,000. The 250,000 HELOC I was given started all of this. So from there, I started buying homes and putting them out for rent. And as God could have it, even though the road been rough, but I can see this business growing to be something big, because I'm not going to tell you I've never had challenges. There have been several challenges and there have been several learning experiences along the way. But the purpose of bringing my story to you is the mistake that I made starting the business. If you too try to do this business, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made. And if you try to do this or do anything else, you will learn from what I'm doing today to set yourself up. It might not be real estate. Whatever you try to do, there isn't any easy path to success. Nothing good comes easily. For every good things we're going to have or acquire in life, we have to work hard for it. Even people that are successful today, there was someone who made the sacrifices for them to be successful today. So maybe it's our time to make those sacrifices for our children and grandchildren. So right now, as I'm speaking to you, we have 6 rental. We'll be closing next Friday on our 7th rental. And the plan is to bring you each rental, to bring you the details, how the deals were formed, how much I paid for them, and what they rented for, and how much I get on them monthly on cash flow. So that is my story. And the goal is to bring you more story weekly. If you like my content, hit and subscribe so that you can get notified when I make new videos. And you want to ask questions, if there's anything you want me to talk about, you can leave me a comment. I'm going to read your comment and I'm going to reply to your comment. And, you know, working your 9 to 5 will not make you rich or will not set your family out. So there are sacrifices in life we have to make. Let it start from you. If your parents didn't do it, one thing I learned is they say you cannot choose the family you are born into. You don't have any excuse for being born. Let's say you have an excuse, say you were born poor, but you don't have any excuse for dying poor. So the decision you make now, those are the benefits you're going to reap when you get older. So if you start now, your old you will tell your young you, thank you for starting. This is KKD again from Huntsville, Alabama. And if you like this content, hit and subscribe, and I'll bring you more next week. I see you then. Thank you.